Hello, everyone. My name is Amber. Welcome to my channel, Amber Reads Romance. I am just randomly doing this vlog because I have made a promise to myself or a goal that I am going to read more new to me historical romance authors and start vlogging them. I am in the middle of like the readathon that was going on with Jen from the Book Refuge and like Rachel Reads and Sings, both their book clubs. So it was like I think it was like the Rake Appreciation meets Blue Stocking. I can't remember what the name of the whole readathon was, but I'm in the middle of that. So I was picking out some different historical romances to read, and I just started this romance today. And I was like, why am I not doing a vlog for this? Because this is a new to me author. I know it's a big fave or a big, mostly read book that I have never picked up. So I decided to start my vlog. Again, I have no makeup on, so just bear with me. I was cleaning the house all day and started listening to this on audiobook. So, yeah, so I am here to basically I'm just going to do the one book on this vlog. So it'll be a quick one for me instead of multiple, but I am going to be reading, I am reading Devil's Bride by Stephanie Lawrence. Now, I have never read this author before, but I've seen this book so many times and people like book clubs done on it, and I still haven't picked it up. So it was actually on Audible Plus. So if you are interested, you can pick it up. I'm not sure how I completely feel about the male narrator. I usually prefer male narrators, but this one isn't doing it as much for me as like my typical narrators, but I am spoiled with like, you know, the current like ones that I love, like Shane East or like Teddy Hamilton or blah, blah, blah. But anyway, so I am, I don't know how far I got, if I'm like almost halfway, maybe 40% through this book. And I'm actually enjoying it. It's a little slow. Like I think the start was really interesting. Devil's entrance into the story was very like, you could see it. It felt like a movie. It was just, I really was into it. But I think like a lot of it right now is kind of repetitive. So, you know, it's kind of moving a little bit slower, but I'm not like hating it or anything. And in this we have, Devil, and I'm trying to remember, is it Honoria? Sorry, I couldn't remember how to say her name. I think it's Honoria and Devil. And Honoria actually comes from a family of means. You know, she was from a, you know, well-to-do family. But for some reason, she had decided that she wanted to be a spinster. She wanted to be a governess. She had plenty of money so that she could like pick and choose who she's going to be a governess for. But basically, she had like no interest in ever getting married. And in the beginning of this, she's kind of in the woods traveling on her horse, and she comes across a passed out body. This man was shot and he's dying. And so a storm starts breaking out, and then we have Devil appear, and he basically helps her with this body and says there's a cabin nearby. We'll go there to shelter, like for the storm. And she is alone in a cabin with him with this dying young man, and he knows, he's like, I've been in war. He's not gonna make it. But like she has an attraction to Devil. He doesn't really tell her his real name because that's like Devil's kind of like his nickname, because he's very well known. I think he was kind of a rake playboy. His family is very well known, and you know, he doesn't want her to kind of like freak out about being alone with him, because for some reason Devil sees her and he's attracted to her, and he's like, well, I need a wife, I need heirs. He's a duke. And he's like, well, I want to marry her. And he just kind of picks her and wants to marry her. And that's kind of what we're going to end up having the first whole thing about, because they end up getting caught where people were out looking for them because they didn't like looking for her. And they come across them in this, you know, cabin, and he's like, they were staying alone together. So she would be ruined basically. So he's like, well, you have to marry me now. And she's like, hell no. Like, I don't care about my, you know, I don't care about my standing, about my reputation. Like, I'm not marrying you. And he's like adamant, like, you're marrying me. So he basically takes her, says she's going to be his wife, takes her to his like home with his mother, who is also very kind of manipulative and smart and wants her son to marry. And basically his family is trying to make it work too. She's kind of staying there because the man that died ended up being his cousin. And so she's like, wants to stay there to help out with everything. And she also wants to investigate what happened to him because it was obviously a murder. Something had happened. So she is kind of staying there, fighting the whole thing. It's this constant push and pull of him saying, you're going to be my wife. You're mine. And her saying, I'm never going to marry you. I don't want to get married. Blah, 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 blah. Nonstop. So that's where it gets kind of slow going because it's very repetitive. It's constantly the same battle over and over. She's a bit of a like bullheaded, stubborn, got kind of her own little ego a little bit, not in a horrible way, but she's very set and she's not going to change her mind and she won't listen to reason. Like she would be in a good place marrying him. But she has her whole adventures plan where she wants to go. I think she wanted to go to Egypt somewhere. No, she wanted to go to somewhere in Africa. I can't remember. But yeah, so she actually writes to her brother to try and help her out of the situation. And her brother comes and Devil tells him his side of things. And he's like, well, this is better. Like, this is what our mother and father would have wanted for you, not this being a governess and whatever. And so Devil got her brother on his side, which I thought was hilarious. And so she's so frustrated. And at the same time, she's also trying to help out with this investigation. It's so important to her that she has to investigate this murder. And Devil's like, this is too dangerous. I don't want you involved because it's super dangerous. Like, I don't want anything to happen to you. And she's just like bullheaded and wants him to share everything. So it's a definite clash of wills in this, but she definitely is attracted to Devil. His mom's kind of like getting involved. And they share some pretty hot kissing scenes and she can't help herself. She's so attracted to him, but she doesn't want to marry him. But she's also like, well, I could have this fun, I could experience sex and have pleasure with him and then I can just move on. And so they come up with a plan where like his mother's like, oh, okay, well, you can come stay with me because we have to wait 3 months for the mourning since their cousin died before we can get you guys to get married. So I want you to come to London with me, stay with me, and I'll kind of introduce you to the ton because she never really did any of that. I honestly was checked out a little bit in the beginning. So I don't even remember her whole family thing of like, why was she a governess? Why was she like not wanting to be part of society? I kind of forgot. Maybe I missed it. I don't know. But I am liking their banter, their interactions. I'm just kind of over the constant push and pull. She is starting to kind of like have like see more to Devil and like maybe she would want that. And she has like this whole envisioning him like and her having like this child together and what it would be like to have Devil's child. So she's already kind of getting swayed to like wanting this, but Devil is like kind of just very alpha and he is going to make her his. And so I think he's going to do some underhanded things to try and make her finally be his. So that's kind of where I'm at. I mean, like not a lot has happened because it's literally been them constantly fighting about whether she's going to marry him or not. So that can be kind of repetitive, but I'm enjoying it. I love the writing. I'm very interested. I like Devil. I think it'll be interesting to maybe try this whole series maybe because it's like about him and his brothers. So I'm definitely interested. We'll see how it goes. The last few historicals that I've read that had like a murder or suspense plot in the third act really kind of irritated me. I didn't even think it really needed it. So let's hope this like whole murder thing is good. I don't know. But I'm enjoying their connection. They have some great chemistry together. I like Devil. I love an alpha historical romance hero that takes what he wants and is willing to do whatever it takes. But I actually like the, old school historicals. So that's why I'm probably going to like this. I think this was written before 2002. So I think it's an older historical, but I am enjoying it so far. So I hope I can finish it. I don't know if I'll finish it today or tomorrow. I wanted to finish it for the end of the readathon, but we'll see how timing goes. But anyways, thank you for tuning in. I'm kind of like all over the place with this vlog, but I just wanted to start it real quick so that I could get this going. I really do want to vlog more historical romance authors. So I will check back in with you guys probably when I finish it, unless I really want to do a couple check-ins. Probably not, because I have a lot to read and I have a live show tomorrow and it's just a lot going on. Okay, I will see you guys on the next clip. Hey guys, so this may look familiar if you've seen another vlog, depending on when I post these, because I was vlogging a bunch of different historical romance books at the same time, and I was trying to finish them for the romance readathon, different kind of things I was doing. And that day, at the end of the romance readathon, like, that was going on, it was my buddy read live show. Like, I didn't get to filming my weekly wrap up on time. I was late to that. Then my phone died. It was just a disaster week. Then to top it off, so I couldn't do a check-in on this book. And then to top it off, we had our power shut off for basically 5 days, and I have not been able to do a check-in. So I am really sorry. This is probably not going to be the best, but I figured I'd give it a shot to kind of give you my wrap up. But this is like 5 days later, and I don't know. I just have had a shit week. It's been really tough. But I want to try and give my final thoughts on Devil's Bride, because I did really enjoy it. I really love Devil. I think his introduction and the way he was described, it was just really well done. Like, you could just see Devil, and he felt like such a really fascinating and amazing hero for historical romance. And I really liked his character and how he was willing to do whatever it took to get his woman. I did think that it got very slow in the middle of this. It was like a long audiobook. It felt long because the whole middle part is her just fighting against being his wife and him saying, "You're going to be my wife." And just it kind of just got way too repetitive and old. So I was getting kind of bored. And I think it's pretty long. I think they could have cut out, the author could have cut out quite a bit of that, and it would have been a shorter book and a little bit better to me. But she does end up, of course, marrying him, and they have a great chemistry, great sex life. The thing I will say about this book was there was some long sex scenes. It went on and on. I don't know how many pages they were because I listened to the audiobook. I didn't have one physical or anything. But it was long. It went on and on, but they were very flowery and kind of romantic, and just these overpowering orgasms and this amazing experience. So they really come together in a deep way, which can be kind of weird or annoying, but I actually really enjoyed them. I thought they were very good sex scenes. And so they are actually also trying to work together, even though Devil doesn't want her helping him discover who this murderer was, but she's getting involved, and so he's kind of telling her some, keeping some away from her. But the whole it just felt like it was back on the back burner. They weren't even really actively looking into it, but then things were being put on hold till they found out who the killer was. But I felt like it wasn't this urgency from them, even though their lives were in danger. At one point, he was almost poisoned and she caught it, figured it out. So I just thought it was just, I don't know. And then there was a point where she thinks it's one of the brothers or whatever, oh, he's your heir, so it's probably him. And then he's like, "Oh, well, that's not really his heir. You have to talk to him about who his real heir is." And then she has that discussion with him, but never fucking asks who his heir was, in that conversation. So it's she didn't even get her answers. And then she's the next day, "I really need to talk to Devil." Well, why didn't you fucking talk to him there? Anyways, it really annoyed me, that part. But so basically my thing is I liked their relationship. I liked, the romance. The sex scenes were very hot, but this whole murder mystery suspense element again just didn't really work for me. I didn't care. I knew who it was instantly. It was very obvious. And I mean, maybe that's what they were going for, but it was like, why was it taking them this long to figure it out? And then he was over the top, like monologuing his reasons and stuff at the third act suspense element. And so that just kind of was like, whatever to me. So I ended up giving this one 4 stars because I just didn't care about the murder part. And I thought it could have been like 150 pages shorter. I thought it spent way too much time on her fighting like the marriage and all of that kind of stuff. So I did enjoy it. I enjoyed the writing. I just think I didn't really care. I didn't care about the murder. So anyways, I know this is really like a shitty ass vlog. So we'll see if I even edit this and put it together because I don't know. Like, it's just been a crazy week and I'm ready for some wine and to relax and finally get on some video games and just read and just chill because I'm over this week. All right, guys. Thank you for watching. Please hit that subscribe button. I appreciate all your support. I know my vlogs are kind of all over the place, but whatever. Thank you so much, and I will see you on the next one.